Kia ora. Welcome back. Thank you for your views. Could do with a few more likes. I suppose we'll get there. Today I wanted to talk about Buddha. I want to talk about Buddha. Buddha and his enlightenment. I have a problem with the transfer of my file, the video file. I have to transfer it over via Bluetooth. And it takes ages. It takes ages and ages. So I'm not sure. I want you to see what I'm doing also, but I don't want. Sorry about the noise. I don't want to cut myself out of the picture. That'll have to be it. So, yeah. While I'm packing away my meat, what I heard about Buddha, or knew about Buddha, until I listened to the audiobook. The audiobook on YouTube. There's a number of books on Buddha, but so just choose one. I haven't got one in particular. I think it works on popularity, so choose the most popular one. It starts off. Let's start with what I knew before I listened to the audiobook. So a lot of Buddhist beliefs is based on goodwill and meditation. So what I thought happened was Buddha was a normal man. Oh, actually, no, that's not true. He was special. in the way he was born, that he could walk as an infant, that pretty much straight away after birth he got up on his two legs and walked, and everywhere he stepped a lotus flower bloomed out of the ground. And that was the birth of Buddha. And he grew up with as much spiritual guidance as he needed, so that he was able to access books and information that normal people wouldn't. Normal people wouldn't normally have access to. That's what I knew about Buddha before I listened to the audiobook on YouTube. Just to get back to it, I have to keep these posts down to 20 minutes at the moment, because the relay process from the tablet that I'm filming on to the PC that I download my YouTube information on takes a long time. So I have to keep it down to 20 minutes. Anyhow, so Buddha on this YouTube audiobook is about 3-4 hours long. And what I thought happened to Buddha when he was enlightened, when he received enlightenment, was his body evaporated. It turned into moisture, and he became one with the universe. He was deep in thought meditation for 3 days. And he received such an empowering understanding of creation that God himself absorbed him into the, well, I suppose you'd call it the ethos. And he just evaporated, he just turned into moisture. Like the moisture you see come out of your mouth when you breathe in cold air. That's what I was told, that's what I heard. It's what I picked up just listening to general conversation, and I thought that's what happened with Buddha, and that's how he was enlightened, that he received such understanding about creation that God absorbed him into the ethos, and his body evaporated into moisture, and is the moisture within the air, the very air itself. And that's what happens when you receive enlightenment. Yourself as well. And that's what happens when you achieve enlightenment. Well, that's what I believe. I didn't read the end of the book or listen to the end of the book, but what I got from it was Buddha was born a prince, and he lived as a prince until he was in his 20s or 30s. And then as a grown adult, he was allowed outside the palace grounds. And when he saw how human beings, normal human beings lived, he saw poverty, he saw hunger, he saw merchants, he saw all the ways that we live. And he became disturbed by it. He became disturbed by it because he was wealthy and he never had to go without. So what he did was he went into a state of pity. And he tried to justify his existence. He tried to justify his existence by giving up his wealth, giving up his standing in life. And he did all his things that people hold him in high regard for. Pilgrimages, meditation. He did all of that for one main reason that people see and hold him in high respect and regard for. And that main reason is to show people the way to harmony and balance in life, and how to hold your esteem regardless of what status you're born into. But the thing about it is, Buddha did what he did out of guilt. Buddha did what he did because he felt that he was privileged in life, and he was ashamed of it by what he saw. And that was his driver. None of the got up and walked when he was an infant and the lotus flower bloomed in every footstep. No, that wasn't any part of it. Dissipating into thin air and being accepted into the moisture of the ethos wasn't part of it. He meditated for 5 days, yeah, but he didn't evaporate. He got up and he went somewhere and he talked or wrote down his thoughts. He may be a prophet, but some people consider him to be a god, but he's not a god. Special man? Well, he was born a prince, so I don't know. What do you regard as special? So he did all he did basically because he felt guilty. Guilt was his driver. And he experienced something that we all have a hunger for in life, and we drive towards it. We want to experience success. We want to live a life of wealth. We want riches. People do some pretty criminal things, greedy, selfish things to become rich and live the life of wealth and fame and fortune. That's where we start in life, on the ground. And we want to have all the nice things in life. That isn't something Buddha ever for himself ever had to drive for or strive for. And most of us, once we get it, we don't let it go because we know how hard we had to work for it. That's the point. That's the whole point. Increase your talents. Become better at what you're doing. Love what you're doing, so it doesn't seem like a job. So I'm just trying to guide you away from Buddhism and the fallacies that you can fall into with it. Just regard the man. I didn't say disregard the man, I said just regard the man for what he was. He was born a prince into wealth, and it was his privilege to be able to turn his back on that, something that we all strive for in life, and once we've got it, we never let it go. And we try to keep our moral and ethical high ground as we do it. And those that can achieve that in itself is what they call an achievement, and I guess a form of enlightenment. But for him to say that wealth and riches don't matter, that's coming from a man that had wealth and riches. Talking to people that have never had wealth and riches, they probably never will have wealth and riches. So it's like a secondary acceptance. Don't worry about it, bro. It's not all it's cut out to be anyway. You know, sort of attitude. So I just want to leave that with you. Leave your comments, your likes in the comment box. Tell me what you think. Have a listen yourself. You know, that should be about the 20-minute mark. I'm going to have a feed. Hungry. Click the like button. Subscribe so you can know when the next bell rings.